but without making my under eyes look dry, heavy. The older you get, like gravity, you know what I mean? Damn, bro. So good. Happy New Year, everyone. My peeps. I'm gonna do a best of beauty. I'm gonna do a best of beauty for 2022, which seems so crazy because we're basically old. Because it's gonna be 2023, or it is 2023. I actually don't know if this is going up right before or right after the new year, but whatever, it's basically here, okay? It's here. So I just wanna get right into this. No long blah, blah, blahs. I wanna talk about products that either launched in 2022 or I discovered in 2022 and became staples. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm actually gonna start off with the one that very unfortunately is often at the end of all of my videos, and I get so many questions about it, and it's the Auric Plush Rituals. A lot of you guys see these and you're like, I don't understand, like, what is that? What is that magical little jar? That magical little jar, and this is actually the ripe color one, so it has a pink little spatula. This is a lip treatment, lip balm. It's a fantastic little jar. It has a little mirror for application, and then it also has a little scooper guy that is made out of, I don't know, some kind of stone. This one is quartz, pink quartz, I guess. And the one that you guys often see is jade. Anyway, so that it's more sanitary, you can scoop it out. And then in the bottom, it has the product. A lot of you may not know about these. Samantha Rovendal's brand. Many of you might know already. She launched 2 new colors. So this one's ripe and this one is haze, which is really nice for different like skin tones, obviously. Much deeper color. I love using this. I'll just sheer it out a lot. It's really nice. And I think I used this in one of my recent tutorials, actually, right. Anyway, the one that I use most often is Bare, and it is a revelation of a product. I'll insert like a little clip of me applying Bare so that you can see, but it is literally the most perfect nude color. I don't know how she did it. I do know how she did it because it wasn't out there and she was like, I need this. It's the most perfect nude color. It's sheer, it's not like super opaque. It is meant to be like something that you can wear all the time. It's somewhere in between like skincare and makeup, but it has replaced like so many of my nude lip products. I love to put it on like right before I go to bed because I think I've talked about this before, but because it stays on my lips. Most of the time when I would apply like my Aquaphor, I felt like every time I woke up, or if I did, I would wake up with like, it would be removed. It would like come off and I would have to reapply. This stuff is nice and thick and creamy. I thought because it had pigment that it was going to like settle into lines, but it didn't. That doesn't happen. It makes your lips look super smooth. I was using it for such a long time that when I was traveling, I think I went to New York and I left it here for like a week. I was gone. And when I got back, I put it on immediately and I noticed that because I hadn't been using it, my lips were getting drier. Like I could see the cracks in my lips more. And I was like, oh my God. It's fantastic. I think it has like ceramides. Yeah, ceramide lip treatment. So it's good for your lips. It's great. And you can get it in like different colors now. The little green whale, a lot of people have referred to it as, is the little like jade applicator in the Bare color. I wanted to talk about that one first because it's totally changed my life. It took me a while to even use it because I was like, come on, like lip balm, like there's no way. Like I had all these like preconceived notions about like what it was gonna be, and I fell in love as soon as I actually did use it. I was like, oh shit, I can never live without this. Like, and I go through them like crazy and I just love them so much. So that's my number one. My number one is Auric Plush Ritual. She really nailed that, and I wasn't expecting to fall in love with a lip balm, but I absolutely did, and now I can't live without it, like 100%. So congrats, Sam, you fucking crushed. Next up was an earlier launch, I believe. Did this launch this year? I really fucking hope so. Okay, well, these launched in 2021, but I didn't do a Best of Beauty last year. So I'm gonna include these in this year's video because these were also a revelation. The Lisa Eldridge, I think it's called Lolololol, is that what it is? But these cream eyeshadows, these contributed to me falling in love with cream eyeshadow in general. So this was kind of a gateway for me, this product. I'm actually wearing the black one on my eyes today. I used it just a little bit here and there, but you know, doesn't give it the full effect. They are so incredibly like shimmery, creamy, and blendable. I'm ignoring the cat. Look at that. It's so incredibly beautiful and like soft also. I personally think that these are so incredibly worth it, such a luxe like product, especially in an eyeshadow like that. One of the things that's really nice is that once they dry down, you can still like continue to blend them out. Like they are so usable and just like, they're just user friendly. Like they're kind of idiot proof, you know, especially for mature skin. This is one of the things about like professional makeup artists who come out with a brand. They know, you know what I mean? They've been doing makeup on people. So they know how to make something that's going to work for everyone. And these absolutely do. I've noticed as I get older, I have a little bit of a harder time blending eyeshadow. It's like certain areas of my eyelid. My eyelids are obviously like, the older you get, like gravity, you know what I mean? They fall a little bit and excess skin just makes blending a little bit harder. Also just like patches, there's like certain patches. These just blend perfectly no matter what. And what's great about them is they're kind of like, when I said idiot proof, I really meant it. Like you can just paint this on your eyelid and then just blend it out. They're amazing. I really think that they like kind of opened up my world to cream eyeshadow because I was just like I don't know, I was so stuck in my ways with like powder eyeshadow, and cream eyeshadow just never interested me. And then when she launched these, it really opened up just like all the possibilities, which leads me to my next one. So this product in general did not launch this year, but this one in particular became a favorite of mine. This is the matte fluid eye paint in Smell Before Rain, which obviously, like, you guys know that I love the matte fluid eye paints, but this was kind of like, Lisa Eldridge was kind of like the gateway for me to start like experimenting with cream eyeshadows. And what I love about this color is that like, I've talked about this, it's in my favorites bundle with About Face. I started using this, especially more recently, as just my eyeshadow base in general, rather than using a eyeshadow primer. Like in place of an eyeshadow primer, I was using this because my go-to look is just kind of like a contoured smoky eye all over basically. Like I like to kind of just place, this isn't one that you see very often, but like my go-to makeup when I'm just like going out to dinner or whatever, like something quick and easy, I just kind of like cover my lid and connect it out to my like temple contour. The first time that I was introduced to this color, I think this color in particular, was when Gabby did my makeup. She used it on me and I just like immediately fell in love with it. It works so beautifully with my skin tone and also just like as a base for a lot of like building on top of, essentially. This year, Smell Before Rain just became like a staple for me. I kind of stopped using, I used to just use my like powder contour around my eyes for my eyeshadow, and now I feel like I have to use this instead because the cream just kind of like melts into your skin and I find it to be a lot more flattering. Then sometimes I'll go on top of it with a powder if I feel like I need to. But yeah, and I mean, you guys already know that I love all the About Face matte fluid eye paints. I love eye paints in general. This was kind of like my year of eye paints. Okay, while we're on the topic of eyes, this launched this year. The Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 4 palette. The formulas are incredible. They are, I mean, just like insane. The colors are insane. It's like unbelievable. For those of you who don't know, these are all just these like really intense foiled shadows. And then the middle row are water activated paints. So there's a lot, just creativity. The whole fucking palette is, the whole fucking palette is just like creativity, just like any color that you might want to play with, you know? Because like, Lord knows we all have a million neutral eyeshadow palettes out there, or like matte eyeshadow palettes. But when you want to play with color, this is just like, it's incredible. It's just like everything. It's everything that you need. There isn't a formula that I appreciate more than this kind of like creamy, pigmented, high impact, something that like is really going to make a statement. And the fact that she included the water-based paints, they're so easy to use. You literally just like drop a little bit of water there. And then if you have like a detail, you want like a detail brush, like something that, like a detail liner brush or something that's even longer than that. I like to use nail brushes, like nail art brushes. You can just paint, you can draw, like it's amazing. It's just, I have something that I want to say, but it'll sound shady and I'm not going to say it. So I'm not going to, but that's it. I guess I'm going to end it on that. Fuck, it's amazing. It's just, as far as like creative, colorful palettes, this just like stole my heart because I can't. It's amazing. Like, what? Like, what? Did you just, what? Fucking crazy, man. I love everything she's doing. Everything she's doing. Damn, bro. So good. Not to talk shit about neutral eye palettes, because this year, and also this was like very recent, I fell in love with a neutral eyeshadow palette. I mean, it's neutral, but like it's got shimmer. The new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. First of all, I saw the shimmers and I was like, they look gorgeous. So I feel like I'm gonna need this. So I picked it up. The mattes and everything, like just looking at them, I was like, they're fine, you know, like whatever. His formulas are fantastic. Very, very like lightweight, easy to blend. You get like a nice amount of pigment. But I gotta say, these shimmers just like stole the show. I'm wearing this one all over my lid on just like naked eyes, essentially. There are these beautiful toppers that just like create this like perfect like glazed shimmer on top of the skin without any hint of like breaking or patchiness. Like it's literally seamless, and they create this kind of dimension, like you can see, like you're going through, you can see through it to the skin. I feel like that's the worst way of describing it. I don't know how else to describe it though. It's like the most incredible topper shade. So like you can pat these on top of the matte shades if you want to add like more dimension, or if you just apply them to naked skin, like they're sheer. They don't have like a thick base. I think you've seen me use this one, which I think is my favorite. It's this shade right here. Dude. It's so beautiful. It's got this like sheer tiny amount of color that just like, oh, gives the most beautiful reflect. But sometimes these reflective shades, like when you put them down, there will be like a little bit of patchiness, you know, like, or you turn and it just kind of like doesn't look quite right. And this does not have that at all. Like so smooth and amazing. I was like, I didn't think I would fall in love with another neutral eyeshadow palette, but this just like won my heart. And just in terms of like things that I'm looking for, it has all the colors. Like it's nice to be able to go a little more pink, a little bit more like peachy. This is like my favorite color. I love like a taupe like that. All the toppers are beautiful. And then like, I haven't really dipped into these mattes, these like dark browns yet, but you need them. You know what I mean? They're a necessity. It's honestly, it's so, I guess I'm combining 2021 and 2022 because I didn't do this for 2021. I honestly don't even remember when I bought this. I feel like it was this year though. But the Sephora Gel Serum Concealer just like kind of rocked my whole world. Like my opinion of my dark circles has just like changed, and I've embraced them a lot more. I used to look for just like super bright, super full coverage, and I kind of reached a point where I was like, you know what? I don't necessarily like always want to be covering them up. These, I have two of them, Bavarian Cream and Fondant. You guys probably know Fondant is more of like my skin tone, and Bavarian Cream is the lightest color, so I like to use it to highlight. But the formula is so like lightweight and hydrating and creamy. It's like the perfect on the go, like no makeup concealer, in my opinion. Whether you have dark circles or not, like it just gives your under eyes a really nice amount of concealer coverage without like making them look like you're concealing them. You know what I mean? Especially fondant, I feel like I can use this without a color corrector. Like on a day when I just want to brighten a little bit so it doesn't look like I just woke up. It's just amazing. But in general, like you can kind of build them up. Like they work with glam, they work with natural. I love a versatile product. And I've just found like the older I get, I just want like lighter coverage, lighter amounts of product, things that are just going to like kind of melt into my skin and enhance everything without being heavy, you know? I'm like looking at my face like, am I heavy today? I did use a more full coverage concealer today, but these have become like a staple that I can't live without now. Like I reach for them constantly. Even on like the no makeup days, like when I'm just like out running errands, I need this. I need it. So two foundations kind of stole my heart this year, and very, very different prices, but honestly like similar vibes. We might have dupes. We might have a drugstore dupe. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, actually, you know what? Let me know in the comments if you wanna see like a head-to-head wear test and all of that, because they do kind of remind me of each other. So we've got the Very Valentino foundation, which I really wasn't expecting to like totally fall in love with, but they sent it in PR and I tried it and I was like, I love this. Absolutely love it. And then the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. So this one is SPF 26, very Valentino, and then SPF 20, Rimmel. They are both, I think, supposed to be full coverage. I don't remember. This one, the Very Valentino is Light Lasting Perfecting Foundation. This one is full coverage, octinoxate sunscreen, liquid foundation, blah, 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 whatever. They're both fragranced. And they both do very similar things for my face, to be honest with you. Today I'm wearing the Rimmel one because I feel like once I picked this one up, I started using it quite a bit. The color match is pretty nice. I would say maybe it's like half a shade dark, but I don't know. I feel like it looks pretty perfect. Like once I have concealer, my concealer's a little bit lighter. Once I do that and like bronzer and stuff, I think it's all good. It just looks so natural. And honestly, this kind of goes for both of them. They both just kind of like blend into the skin really naturally and seamlessly. I feel like it's almost impossible for me to build either one of them up too much. I'm literally talking about them as if they are like one foundation. I'm definitely gonna have to do a side by side because I'm having a hard time even like distinguishing the differences between the two of them. I don't know, it might just be the fact that it's expensive, but I feel a little more glam when I use it. Maybe it offers ever so slightly more like color correction, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I get a little bit more out of this one than I do this one. Typically I only use like one pump of this, and I feel like I use 2 pumps of this. So I don't know how that math works out, but yeah, I've kind of like been going between these 2 foundations for a while now. They're kind of similar, so we're gonna have to put that to the test, but regardless, either one I would highly recommend. They just kind of stole the show for me. Okay, these are 2 other complexion. I'm combining them because I don't want this to be too long, and also they kind of like go hand in hand. The Milk Makeup Under Eye Primer was something that I discovered this year. I don't know when they launched it, but I discovered it this year. And one of the reasons was because like powder just ended up not looking great underneath my eyes, especially because I was always using powders that were like brightening. What the Milk Under Eye Primer did for me was it acts as an eye primer, the way that an eye primer, well, not in a smoothing way necessarily. It acts as like a grip for your concealer. So when I put this on underneath my eyes and then I go in with my concealer, I don't need to use a powder because it grips that concealer. That being said, sometimes if I use like a concealer that's ever so slightly too creamy and I'm like, you know, doing this a lot, you know, smiling and all that shit. I'm like doing this. What's this? I can get creasing in like these lines a little bit, and then I just have to like pat them out a little, and it's good. You're good. You're fine. But it does an amazing job of like holding that concealer in place. Like it's not sliding around, in other words, it stays put. So I really love this for more natural makeup days. On days when I feel like I need to set underneath my eyes, it was almost impossible. I was like, what am I supposed to use? Like no powder was looking good. I spent so much money just trying to find like a powder that would work. That e.l.f. Halo Glow, bro. I fell in love with this powder this year. I don't know if this launched this year. I don't think so. I feel like it's been around for a while. Maybe it hasn't. I actually don't even know. But I love this. It's what I'm wearing underneath my eyes today. What I love about it is that it has this really soft pearl. It's really lightweight as well. If you're someone who is very oily, then you're not going to want to use this on your face. If you're dry and you need a setting powder, just something to like set, but you don't want it to make you look dry, I think this would be a really good option because that's basically what I use it for underneath my eyes. I feel like it allows me to set underneath my eyes, but without making my under eyes look dry, heavy, too concealed, you know? And part of that like the reflect that it creates is very natural. Like you don't see shimmer underneath my eyes. You know what I mean? Plus it's e.l.f. so it's super cheap and they have a bunch of different colors. So I love it. I fell in love with this. The one thing that I will say is like because I do tend to get like a little bit of shine in my T-zone, especially like around my nose. If I use it here, it just intensifies that. So if you are a very oily person, but you're looking for an under eye setting powder, and you had like a similar problem to me, then like just put it under your eyes. Don't use it around the rest of your face. Like if I need a powder for the rest of my face, I just use my House Labs one. I do like that. But this kind of like changed the game for me because I was like at a loss My under eyes just always looked like cakey or creasy or whatever. And I just felt like I couldn't get away with just using this when I was doing something like way more glam that I needed to last like all night long, you know? Winners, those are winners. Okay, this one I fell in love with during the summertime. Again, I don't think this launched this year. Maybe it did, I don't actually know. But I was introduced to the Maracuja Juicy Lip by Tarte. This one is clear. They have different shades, different like nude shades that are very pretty, but I prefer the clear one. This is the juiciest stick gloss that I have ever used in my entire life. It has a very, very subtle kind of like pina colada scent, which I didn't even notice. Like when I thought about it, I was like, it doesn't have a smell. But yeah, I can kind of smell it when I do that. It is so juicy. It's like unbelievable. I'm gonna give you, it's a little click up thing. It is so, it's literally a gloss and a stick. Ugh. So this is not the kind of thing that I would typically fall in love with, especially like even just lip glosses in general. Since I have my Auric, I was just like not using them really. And I kind of find lip gloss to just like be all the same. Like I'm not passionate enough about lip gloss to be like, oh, this is so different from this one, you know? But when I tried this on my lips, it felt so creamy and luxe and hydrated, and it looked amazing. Like I think the way I used it the first time, I just like put a little bit of lip balm on, or lip liner on, and then just like went over it with this. And I was like, oh my God, my lips have never looked juicier, like in my entire life. Me as like in middle school when I had like just discovered lip gloss, sitting in the back of the classroom, just like piling it on, I would have died for this product when I was like 13. It's fantastic. I love it a lot. Like, I don't even have that much to say about it. It's just that like, it's not something that I typically would have fallen in love with, but now I absolutely love it. And I feel like it's something that I have to have because there are those days where I just need those ridiculously juicy lips, like especially in the summertime. And this is gonna be the thing that does it. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, I don't know. If you haven't tried it, like just swatch it. It's like freaking crazy. That's it, you guys. I didn't want it to be a bunch of stuff that I was ranking for other people. It's really difficult for me to like change my go-to products. And I feel like that happened quite a bit this year. Like I was introduced to some new products that just became like staples. And it was pretty much all the ones that I told you about. I hope that you enjoyed. I would love to know what you think were like knockout products from this year. I'm sure that I'm missing things, but again, I wanted to stick with the things that like just really, really made that impact. This tutorial is definitely up by now. This is the sparkliest I think I've ever been in my entire life, and I'm pretty into it. Just a quick update. So I think I'm probably gonna be taking at least a week off. I'm tired. As of right now, I'm pretty sure I'm sick because my throat hurts and I'm exhausted right now. And I was just like, oh shit, dude, my parents come in like 3 days, and it's just like things have been a lot. It's been a lot. And I just like, I need to take a break. And I know that a lot of you know that, and I know that a lot of you want me to, but that's a very difficult thing for me to do in general. It's very hard for me to just like stop doing things that I'm doing. But I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna try. And I am also sort of like trying to think about how I want the rest, like 2023 to go on this channel. And when I say that, I know a lot of people kind of like, because I've been throwing out like different videos here and there, kind of like trying things out. This is a makeup channel, okay? Nothing is changing. It's not going to become like just talking or just a podcast or just like fashion or just, I don't know, whatever else is out there. I love makeup. It's my art. I'm trying to create a schedule for myself right now to make it easier for myself to do things that fulfill me and also teach you things. So if you have any suggestions about like types of videos that you would like to see, like recurring videos, like do you want to see one eyeshadow, like specific eyeshadow tutorial a week? Or do you want to see like a celebrity recreation once a month? Or, I don't know, like me try someone else's technique once a month, something like that. I would love those suggestions, things that you are interested in looking at, or viewing or watching or whatever. Cause I'm trying to make my schedule and just make it like, I want us all to be on the same page. Yeah, I want to be back Like after I take a break, I want to be back full force with some fun stuff. I want to do some like really dope, like artistic recreations. Like so badly I want to do that. God damn, I just got so tired. I'm definitely sick. I hope it's just a cold. I really hope it's just a cold. I hope that you guys have like had or have the most amazing holidays. Take some chill time if you can, you know, lay around, have some hot chocolate, whatever, snuggle with a pet, go for some walks, touch some grass. For real, get off your phones, make New Year's resolutions or whatever. Yeah, just live, just live. Just like have a fucking great time living. Okay? That's what I think. I feel like I'm just talking to myself right now. For sure projecting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little roundup, and let me know if you want to see maybe one of these a month. Like a monthly favorites. I haven't done that in a really long time. I don't know. I have like just leave me, just write stuff. Just write stuff in the comments. I have to go. I might actually die. I love you. This dress is so uncomfortable, by the way. Wow, I'm so tired. Oh my God. I'm wearing sweatpants underneath this dress.